Hey everyone, how's it going? This is the Bald Metal Nerd coming at you with yet another lovely stinking video. In this one, I'm going to try to answer the question of how much an SSD can speed up an inexpensive laptop. This laptop here is a low-end Lenovo. It's, I don't know, a year or two old, something like that. I'm not sure exactly how old it is. This is my wife's laptop. It's got an AMD A12 processor in it, 8 gigs of RAM, yada yada yada. I've been trying to use this, during my period of unemployment / stay at home, and the this has a spinning hard drive on it, a traditional hard disk, and well, it doesn't handle heavy workloads super well. So I am going to try dumping this $40 HP 250 gig SSD into it and just see what it does. We're going to go ahead and unbox this real quick. See if there's anything in the package besides the SSD. I'd be surprised if there was much in here. Let's go ahead and just... I don't really care about preserving the box on this because it's just an SSD and who really cares, right? So... what do we got? Ooh, we got some screws, and we got the SSD itself. Nothing too exciting. It's a standard 2.5 drive, 2.5 inch drive, and we got instructions. So yeah, that's basically it for what's in this box. Not that exciting. What I'm going to do now, guys, is we are actually going to do a few benchmarks on this thing with the standard hard drive still in it. So we can, get a baseline performance, and then of course we're going to do comparisons. So I'm going to set the computer up for some benchmarks, and I'll be back. See you guys in a little bit. Okay, guys, we're about to do. I'm really only going to do a couple of benchmarks here. The first one I'm going to do is the power on test. Right now, the laptop is powered off and plugged into wall powered to give it as much oomph as it can get. And we're just basically going to do a boot up test to see how long it takes to go from a cold power off to the login screen. And of course, this first one we're doing is with the standard hard drive in it. So I've just got to align myself to get my all right. One finger's on the power button, and one is about to hit the start button on the stopwatch. So 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, right around 25 or 26 seconds to get to the login screen. Now I couldn't do... Okay guys, so here are the, a synthetic benchmark, the crystal disk mark on the standard hard drive. Okay guys, let's go ahead and do a test with the SSD in of a, cold boot to login screen. So let's go ahead and position myself here over the power button and stopwatch, and 1, 2, 3. And right around 12 seconds from cold boot to login screen. Let me go ahead. Okay guys, here we have the crystal disk benchmark from the SSD, which is obviously the numbers are a lot better than what they were when we were had the spinning disk. Huge improvement in performance overall, at least as far as the synthetic benchmark goes, which is absolutely great. But one thing I did notice, and I unfortunately can't get these both in the frame at the same time. Like I said, this laptop's it's a budget laptop that's maybe, I actually looked at the bottom. I think the manufacturing date was in 2018. So this is about 2 years old, but I have a Dell Latitude series here, business-oriented laptop that's 10 years old that also I've put an SSD into, and the numbers are fairly similar. So I guess for not truly performance-minded machines, yeah, you're going to see an increase, but it's not going to be. I get much better numbers on my gaming desktop than I do this, but still, this is obviously a very significant performance improvement. So what I'm going to... Okay, so I've had the chance to use the laptop for a few days now with the SSD in it, and it performs much, much better than with the standard spinning hard drive in it. It's not the fastest machine on the world, but of course, again, it's a low-end laptop that's 2 years old. What do you really expect? For quote, normal people, I would even say a regular hard drive is probably going to be fine. But if you're opening 20, 30, 40 tabs at a time in a web browser, and you're doing other intensive tasks, an SSD makes an absolutely gigantic difference. It cut boot up time roughly in a third because, put it all together, it's a little over a minute on a spinning hard drive for boot up, and it's like 20 seconds with the SSD. But even, application launches, huge difference. It chugs a little bit on the traditional hard drive, whereas with the SSD, applications basically launch instantly. So there is definitely a huge performance boost. And yes, it handles heavy workloads much better too, because the hard disk is not your limiting factor, and you're able to do more with it. So I would say even on a very inexpensive laptop, because like I said, that Lenovo was only around $300 2 years ago, an SSD can still definitely be a benefit. I would say an SSD can benefit literally almost any PC. So that's it. I sought to answer the question, and I did. I know this is a little bit outside what I usually do. If by some wild chance you are new to this channel, please take a look around. If you liked what you see, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Interact with me, whatever you guys want to do. That's pretty much it. As always, thank you so much for watching. Live long and prosper. Keep on rocking.